What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. Thanks for stopping by. As you've noticed, the visuals have changed a little bit. We're switching it up, having some fun, doing some different things. We will see how it goes moving forward with here. Please like, comment, subscribe. We are the Sideline Society. I'm Rich.
I'm Quill.
And let's get into it. We're going to do a season recap of the 2024 football season.
Yep.
We'll start with basically, let's get into it. Let's see what we got. I honestly want to start as a Dolphins fan, right off rip. The beginning of the season, Tyreek Hill cuffed up, side of the road.
Yep.
That was a beautiful way to start the year.
We're
going to recap the season. We might as well start right at the beginning. Might as well. So Tyreek Hill, I think that was a sign of things to come with him. But, all right, so what do we think? Where do you want to start with this recap? I guess we could start with some awards, basically, just kind of see how we feel about things. Obviously, the big one, Josh Allen got MVP.
He finally got MVP. Yep, he definitely did. A lot of people, they definitely think Lamar deserved it more. I've been seeing online and stuff like that. Just because of his stat lines were technically better. Like, he had 4,100 passing yards over Josh Allen's 3,700 passing yards.
Josh Allen had 28 touchdowns. He also had 12 rushing.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, Lamar had 41 touchdowns.
It's impressive.
It is impressive. The only thing they don't show on here, and I've seen people commenting it online, they don't talk about all of Lamar's fumbles. He actually had a lot of fumbles.
Did he? What was his numbers on fumbles, honestly? I don't know off the top of my head.
They don't even show the stat on here, but
I'm just curious. But yeah, no, while you're finding that, what's really funny is Lamar got first team All-Pro, but did not get the MVP. Josh Allen did. And there's been a lot of controversy about that. And I kind of wonder what the voting is there. Because the idea with first team All-Pro is like, you're the best at that position, supposedly.
He had 10 fumbles.
Oh, wow. That's, how many INTs?
He had 4.
4 INTs, so 14 turnovers.
Yeah. So.
Well, do we know if he lost all of those fumbles? I'm not saying.
I would doubt he lost.
I'm sure Baltimore recovered a couple of them.
I'm sure, but still.
But even at most, 14 turnovers.
Yeah. So.
I mean, Lamar's
he's still a god for sure. He's a guy. The only thing is like a lot of people have said, and I think even we've said in previous podcasts, Josh Allen is definitely way more important to his team than Lamar. Not saying Lamar isn't
as important,
but the Bills without Josh Allen did everything for them.
They win 4 games without Josh Allen. And honestly, they win 2 of them by mistake.
Exactly. Like something crazy.
A kick 6 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's one of those weird. No, I agree, and I think that plays into the point I was just making, where it's like Lamar did get first team All-Pro, but Josh Allen got the MVP. And I think people misconstrue the two. First team All-Pro, you're the best at your position.
Yep.
At least you're considered to be the best
at your position. Yeah.
Whereas MVP is most valuable player.
Exactly. So he's the most valuable player to his team, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
And honestly, obviously, players have won MVP that haven't gotten Super Bowl and playoffs, stuff like that, obviously. But I also feel like Josh Allen beat Lamar Jackson and the Ravens in the playoffs. So, as someone who's voting and watching that, that's got to count a little bit.
I think that definitely counted a lot of it. One of the big things, especially just in recent memory, was the AFC Championship game, Josh Allen. I mean, Buffalo, I don't want to, knock their coaching and stuff, McDermott's not bad. He's a good coach. I mean, they got a solid team around. I'm not going to say it's Josh Allen and a bunch of nobodies, but, man, they really just put it on him. 4th downs.
100%.
I mean, they literally, the game on the line, the corner blitz everybody's talked about. We're not going to, it is what it is. Great play calling. But, I mean, they really just, Josh, go win. That's their game plan. When in doubt, just Josh, figure it out.
I feel like every Bills game that I watched this year where the game was relatively close, coming down to
their game plan's Josh Allen.
That's what I'll say. When in doubt, there's always Josh Allen who.
And I mean, if you have Josh Allen, I guess that should be your game plan. On some level, I mean, if the game's on the line and it's 2 minutes left,
100%.
Who else do you want with the ball?
The only way you wouldn't want to put it in Josh's hands if you're in the red zone or it's 4th and 1, you're down by 3 points, 2 minutes left, you got to get it or whatever, would be if you had a Saquon Barkley in the backfield or Dale Henry in the backfield or something like that. Not saying James Cook, that's couldn't remember his name.
Yeah,
we talked about that the other day.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
James Cook. Not that James Cook is a pretty good running back.
No, he's
but
not.
He's not a Derrick Henry.
No.
So
I don't even know if he's not as good as Dalvin in his prime. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
But no, and on a side tangent, I guess moving with it, do you think like they keep talking about these quarterbacks like we got Patrick Mahomes, we got Josh Allen, we got Lamar, there's Joe Burrow. Like these guys are all going to win Super Bowls, and I'm sure you've seen the talk recently where it's like some of these guys in this game of musical chairs are probably going to miss out when it's all done and said. Is Josh Allen going to be one of these guys that's like MVPs, the physical specimen, but the team around him, does it become almost like a Dan Marino thing? Not to bring it back to the Dolphins, but it's like it basically was just the Dan Marino show for 15 years.
Yeah.
And that's all you had to stop. And if you could stop him, that was it.
Well, we talked about it before. Like, what else can the Bills really bring to the table?
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett.
I'm telling you, I stand on it.
The only thing they can do, like I said, is maybe get a stellar defensive player. Because obviously, we know Josh Allen can score touchdowns. They've had great receiving core, and they couldn't get to the Super Bowl, like with Diggs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think an elite receiver makes that much of a difference.
It'll help for sure.
It will help,
it'll never
but they
not
already
help.
had it, and it's not. They got just as far.
Exactly, they got to the exact same spot, lost to guess who, the Chiefs.
Yep.
So, the only thing I can think that could really pull it all together for them, is if they could like get a superstar defensive player and really pull it together. Because their defense wasn't bad this year.
They need someone that can just terrorize Patrick Mahomes.
That's it.
They thought Von Miller, but
I'd say this, but I feel like going into the offseason, what the Bills waiting to do, they just need to focus on building a team that could beat the Chiefs.
that's,
Forget everyone else.
you know, I mean, isn't that what everyone else needs to do, though? I mean, at this point, if they three-peat, I mean, it's Super Bowl Sunday right now as we're recording this, and if they three-peat here this evening,
And like, what, 6 hours, 8 hours?
I mean, we'll know. We'll know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be an interesting... I guess everybody, if you're not trying to beat the Chiefs, you're not really trying to win a Super Bowl.
No. The only other way I can see Josh Allen get into the Super Bowl is if he goes to the NFC.
That's what I was talking about to you the other day as well, as I was like, you know, I don't think he will. He just doesn't seem like the kind of person, his competitive nature. I don't think, he don't have that Kevin Durant in him, where he's just going to run to another conference, another division.
I don't think so.
Like Kevin Durant always got bashed for that because he ran to Golden State after, you know, I know we're talking football, but the analogy can run.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, everybody kind of called him soft after that.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know if Josh Allen has that. I feel like he's committed to Buffalo.
Oh, for sure.
And I know you and I were talking. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are probably the two truly untradeable players today in the NFL.
100%, yeah.
Maybe Lamar.
Lamar probably too.
Lamar's probably right there. But like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are like so integral.
Yeah, like I don't think anyone could offer you anything.
No, there's nothing worth it.
No, nothing.
And the only way Josh Allen's leaving Buffalo is if he flat out wants to.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, it would be crazy. I had the idea. I think I talked to you the other day. Was what if Josh Allen went to Philly?
Yeah.
What if? I mean, are they Jalen Hurts? We talked about Philly. You know, they swap quarterbacks like people change clothes.
They do.
Like, are they that committed to Jalen Hurts? I mean, I'm not saying he ain't good, but
no.
If he was to run in the NFC, I'd go to Philly.
Yeah, or maybe like the Rams.
Yeah, maybe the Rams. The Rams sound like a good spot too.
They're talking about trading. I think Matthew Stafford, or trying to, him and Cooper Kupp. Now I don't know if this is actual. Obviously, rumors.
Yeah.
Online talk, whatever.
Cooper Kupp, I've read, is gone. Probably.
Cooper Kupp is definitely gone. But there's talks about like the Giants once again. Just internet talk, but trying to swoop up Stafford and Kupp.
I mean, they already got the chemistry.
Yeah, so I'm saying keep them together.
You get a little something. I mean, they're both older. They're both kind of probably at the end of their runs.
You get a couple more years.
Kupp is definitely a lot younger than Stafford, but receivers age a lot faster than quarterbacks.
100%.
So I feel like they're both kind of right at the end.
They both have maybe a couple more years, 3 more years or so before I'd imagine.
So one more quick little side tidbit before we get back on track with the recap. If the Chiefs three-peat today, are they officially the greatest dynasty in NFL history? I'm talking about the Steelers of the 70s, the Cowboys of the 90s, I mean, the New England Patriots of the last 20 years.
I would say probably, yeah, for sure. Because, I mean, no one has done it, and do they look like they're going to slow down anytime soon? No.
I think Kelsey retires if they win.
For sure, but Kelsey...
I think he's retiring even if they lose. I don't think he's coming back.
No, I don't think so either. But to be honest with you, I mean, Kelsey is a great tight end, but...
He hasn't been that guy this year.
No, so they don't even really need him, to be honest with you.
No, if they get a nice young talent there, they'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. They got Andy Reid.
Yeah.
We'll
And
figure it
he
out.
seems like, I know we've given Andy Reid love in the past, but it just seems like, man, for his age, and he's still, like, super invigorated.
He is, for sure, yeah.
Like, that dude seems like he's still going to be around another 10 years.
He does, yeah. I don't think he's going to retire anytime soon.
Yeah, he's still in it. I mean, look at, who just hired Pete Carroll? Why am I
Raiders.
I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Look at the Raiders. He's 73.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll's 73.
And he still got the energy, though.
Yeah, it's just something about it. But no, getting back to the recap. But my point, I guess the Chiefs would have to be the greatest dynasty at that point.
Yeah, who else would? I mean, obviously.
Honestly, I kind of am okay with that because I fucking hate the Patriots.
I hate the Patriots.
Like, I really hate the Patriots.
That'd be the only good thing of the Chiefs.
I'm okay with it just for that, but I
Because-
really would like Philly to win this.
Yeah, I don't want that Chiefs three-peat, obviously, but if they do, the only good thing coming from it would be, yes, they would take that from the Patriots and the Steelers. Both teams I hate. Both teams I hate.
It would be beautiful. So, I mean, yeah, moving on. Obviously, I mean, we can't talk about the season without talking about Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, he went off.
I mean, as a rookie,
Sure.
breakout performance, leads the Commanders to the NFC Championship. Gets a little exposed, but as a rookie going that far, nobody's complaining.
No.
Nobody's mad at him.
For sure.
I don't think anybody looked at him like he...
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
He clapped the Lions.
Bro. I mean...
The team I thought would be in the Super Bowl.
We were given all the love.
Love to the Lions.
Yeah.
If I had to bet on any team, like, going into the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl in the NFC, I would bet on the Lions, to be honest with you.
I thought so. I mean, if any viewers go back and look at our first episode or two, we were even talking about Jared Goff as MVP. What were we? We were drinking the Kool-Aid for a minute there. We will be exposed for some of our horrible takes.
Yeah. That's true. That's why we're on the sidelines.
Hey,
it says in the name.
Like, comment, subscribe.
That's why we're here.
But no, I mean Jaden Daniels. It seems he seemed very mature. He seemed very seasoned beyond his years.
He never got shook.
No, it didn't ever seem like the moment got too big for him.
No. I'm going to be honest. Jaden Daniels played how everyone after the draft and before the draft, everyone was saying Caleb Williams was going to play.
And getting into that now, segueing, do we still think Caleb Williams is a guy?
No.
You don't? Or would you give up on him?
I wouldn't give up on him. I think Caleb Williams, I mean, he had some flashes this season where he's like, okay, he could be decent.
That mishap on, what was it, Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Against the Lions?
Well,
the fourth quarter at the end of the game, the mishap. I don't know how. I know it's coaching as well. He's a rookie quarterback, but, like, you're the quarterback on the field. Snap the ball.
Yeah. No, there was a lot of, like, not all of them were his fault, and a lot of the games they lost were pretty close, but a lot of it was, bad coaching and just, like, somewhat on him, like you said, snap the ball, call a timeout, something.
Like, be aware, you're the quarterback. I understand you're a rookie, but at some point, like, you're the quarterback.
Yeah. As the guy who's supposed to be the lead on the field, it's kind of embarrassing. You literally just let the time run out. When you won like the 40, you had the chance to keep going.
Snap the ball and just throw something.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to hate you for it.
Yeah, at least give it a shot,
Exactly. That was something I remember watching that live, and I got like, as someone who was like not invested into the Lions at that point, and as someone who was like not invested into the Bears at all, like the game really didn't mean much to me. Like I got angry at the end about it. I was like, why did that just happen?
I have a boy who's a Bears fan, and I was like, bro, I'm sorry for you.
I bet he was very mad.
That's hard.
Especially because they were starting to rally. They were really starting to play good.
Yeah. So I wouldn't really give up on Caleb. Going back to the main point. But the hard thing is the Bears had so much like offensive players for him to play with.
Yeah.
Like they said it during the draft when he got drafted. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen.
They got some guys.
Swift in the backfield, I believe they have.
I don't know what their line's like though. This goes back to you need to build the trenches. You
can't
just put a bunch of big names there and you got some fat guys up front and think it's gonna work.
But a lot of people were saying going to Chicago, he was set up like as the best setup for the #1 overall picked quarterback. ever in the
defense
NFL.
isn't bad.
Yeah, ever in the NFL. Because you got to think, obviously, if you're being drafted number 1 overall, the team you're going to sucks.
Yeah,
They have the worst record in the league
exactly.
the year before. So to go in there with all those offensive players, he had to find the best setup of any rookie quarterback you could ask.
And now, didn't they just hire Detroit's coordinator?
Yeah, offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I don't remember his name, but I seen in passing they got him. So I mean, and Detroit's offense was pretty dynamic, pretty aggressive at points. And I know a lot of that aggression probably comes from Dan Campbell at the top. But you can't tell me the coordinator's probably not right there, ready to go, knowing who Dan Campbell is. So, so I'm sure some of that. But back to Jaden Daniels really quick. So he gets Rookie of the Year, obviously well deserved.
Yeah, he deserved that. Saw that coming.
Absolutely. And fun little tidbit here. Took the Washington Commanders, I guess, to their first NFC Championship appearance since '91.
Mm-hmm.
It's the furthest Washington has made it. I was born in '92, in my lifetime.
In your lifetime.
In my lifetime.
In your entire lifetime.
And both of ours, I mean, you're not any older, so.
No.
Literally, that is the furthest Washington has ever gone since we've existed.
With a rookie quarterback. It's impressive, it is, for sure.
Jaden Daniels. Now, does he get that sophomore slump?
I don't know. Like I said, it happened. It kind of Stroud. I mean, obviously, Houston still got to the playoffs.
CJ Stroud he didn't look as good as he did.
He just didn't look as good. No.
And
which, once again, he had a lot of injuries coming into the playoffs. With, like, obviously Tank Dell was out, I'm pretty sure. I think Nico was out as well. I don't even know if Stephon Diggs played.
I don't even know, to be honest.
I'm
not sure. You know what I do want to say as well is a credit to defensive coordinators. Once you get a season of film, there's always the hot thing or hot player. But then once they get a season of film and they get an off season to really start game planning against a guy, then that's when you really start to see if somebody's really going to last or if they're kind of a flash in the pan. Not that CJ Stroud is a flash in the pan. I don't think he is.
No, he'll be a decent quarterback.
I think he's going to be solid. I don't know if he'll be the elite
quarterback,
but I think he'll be a good, serviceable starter.
For sure, he'll get implied to playoffs.
Absolutely.
Like that, especially with the team around him.
So moving on, Lions pass rusher Jared Verse, defensive rookie of the year. I don't actually have his stats in front of me right this particular moment, but
yeah, I'm not sure too much about him.
But he won defensive rookie of the year. Let me pull him up. Outside linebacker, edge rusher. Let's see. Maybe not. Okay, so he was a first round pick.
Nice.
4.5 sacks, 66 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty
I don't have his TFLs. I wonder what damn, old boy's a rusher though. Yeah. 4.58 40. Not bad. So no, but Patrick Stain, DPOY.
Yep, defensive player of the year for sure.
I mean, he shut down pretty much everybody he went against.
He did, yeah. No, he's very good.
So
player for sure.
And then moving on, we got Kevin O'Connell. He ended up, AP Coach of the Year.
Yep. I mean, hey, like I said,
he made us believe in Sam Darnold.
He made us believe. We drank that Kool-Aid too.
We were actually sitting right here saying Sam Darnold might be a guy.
Yeah, crazy. But it's all good, like I said. And I believe whatever episode it was in there, we talked about him before. We said that if Sam Darnold actually was that guy, it might tear the fabric of time. Because it didn't make any sense. So
it just didn't seem.
It didn't seem like that could be possible.
And, they just... I'm sorry. I know quarterback's a really hard position, and I understand sometimes you got to grow into it, especially in the NFL. But I feel like, Darnold's been around...
a little while.
6 years, something like that.
He's not old yet, but yeah, he's been around.
If he ain't putting it together yet. I'm not saying he's first... Maybe we should expect this from him. Like, if you can't play like this, that's what you were expected to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of like mom yelling she takes care of her kids. Like,
yeah, okay. Congratulations.
You're kind of expected to do that. When he was expected to actually pull through and win at the end of the season, obviously it seemed like the moment got too big for him. Sam Darnold really had an opportunity to change the narrative of his career.
100%.
And it just did not.
No. I'll be very, very curious to see what the Vikings do.
So they got J.J. McCarthy. who has not played a snap yet of meaningful football.
Yeah, no one knows what he's going to do.
And they've got Danny Dimes,
Yep.
who I'm going to say right now, he's the new Fitzpatrick. I said it to you the other day.
Yeah.
That's what Danny Dimes, mark my words, that's what he's going to be, the new Fitzmagic. He's going to come in, be just good enough to break your heart, be exciting, win you a game or two, but ultimately you ain't going to want him as your guy.
Yeah, he'll bounce around the league. He'll end his career being on like 10 different teams.
Somewhere. He'll have a beard.
Yeah, exactly. he'll maybe start for another like 2 teams in his career.
He convinces that are like, maybe he could.
Yeah, maybe he could.
Sounds exactly like Fitzpatrick.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, he'll go to some terrible team, like, I don't even know, like, I don't know, like, say, like, Tennessee or something like that.
Exactly.
He'll start 6 games.
Win 4.
Get benched. They'll put Levis in or something like that again.
It'll be something weird, yeah.
He'll be traded halfway through the season. He'll go to some other team.
He'll somehow lead a team in rushing.
Yes.
Like, because the team was trash that year. Like,
exactly.
It'll be super weird. I say that funnily, but Ryan Fitzpatrick led the Miami Dolphins in rushing one season.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I said that. Like, it's a hard life out here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
He should go to the Raiders. That's where he should get.
It might not be a bad fit, honestly. I don't know what they're going to do.
The Raiders need a quarterback.
They have nothing going on right now. I mean, I know they pick early in the draft.
Yeah, I think they're number 3. 3 or 4, I think.
I want to say they are.
I know it's the...
No, they hold number 6.
Ah, okay, so a little deeper.
It's a little deeper, so they might actually miss out on anybody that's really game changing. I mean, obviously there's still a lot of talent in the draft, and there's always guys nobody's expecting.
They could probably swoop like
They're not going to get Shedeur. They're not going to get Cam. They're not going to get Travis Hunter. Again, back to that CBS where it showed Milroe skyrocketing. Is Milroe really coming out though? He still technically has a year of eligibility. Has he said he's going to the draft yet?
I don't know. To be honest with you,
I don't know either. I'm not sure.
I'm guessing he must have because they're talking about him like he's going to be in the draft, so I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, they are talking about him like he's going to be in the draft, so that's a good point. Joey B, comeback player of the year.
Yep, I saw that.
It's like the second time he's got that, isn't it?
Yeah, well, because he's always hurt. He's always coming back.
You know, and that's why I don't put Joe Burrow in the untradeable category like I did Josh Allen and Mahomes. And even Lamar. People worry about Lamar because of his play style, but he's stayed relatively healthy.
Yeah.
He's missed some games, but not like Joe Burrow.
No, Joe Burrow gets hurt every single year.
It seems like Burrow, you can count on him to miss 5 or 6 games a year.
100%. Yeah, and then also with Joe Burrow, I mean, like, come on, but they haven't made the playoffs in, 3 years now with him?
Do you think it's time to move on? I don't know if it's time to move on, but do you think it's time to, like, start maybe within the organization, like, the higher-ups, not to Joe Burrow himself or his camp, but let's say we're GM and owner of Cincinnati. I know that's crazy as you as a Cleveland fan, but we're GM and owner.
I'm going to drop some straight facts here, and it's crazy that the Cincinnati Bengals ownership, GMs, coaching staff, they haven't figured this out yet. It's wild.
Okay.
And if anyone from the Bengals organization is listening, hire your boy. I'll get you guys straight. All you guys have to do for once in your lives is get Joe Burrow a good offensive line. Like, my God, every year in the draft and offseason, y'all guys draft like fucking
a receiver.
A receiver. You have receivers.
Draft they get a tight end.
Draft an offensive line for this man's. He is always getting ran over, hit. That's why he's always hurt. Because you guys never do anything to protect him.
And it obviously he's shown he's not a Josh Allen. He's not tough like that.
No, he's not.
He can't take those hits like that.
No, that's the reason why Joe Burrow is not known for being a running quarterback. Because he can't take hits like that. He's not. I mean, it's nothing against him. Some dudes just don't. I mean, Josh Allen's a big dude. He can take them hits. He's just, he's built different.
That's, it goes into like the Tua thing. Some people just, it's the I don't know what it is. Some people are just built different. Genetics, bone density, muscle fibers. Yeah. It's just the quick twitch. Like, some people got it, some people don't.
Just don't, yeah.
It is what it is. So back to the thought experiment, though. Joe Burrow's missed time. He's been hurt multiple times, missed seasons.
Yes, yeah.
At this point.
Yes.
Obviously, he led Cincinnati to a Super Bowl, though. You got to respect the work he's put in.
For sure.
Didn't he go MVP? He got an MVP, didn't he?
I don't think
Joey B got an MVP, I thought. Maybe not. I don't know. Someone correct us on that. I'm not going to look at it on the fly. To the point, though, if we're Cincinnati ownership and GM right now, I don't think it's time to give up, but do we, as each other, sit there and start having the conversation, hey, man, if it don't start really coming together and we make another deep run in the next 2 years, maybe it is time to start seeing what could we get for him. Because time has shown we don't generally get healthier as we get older.
No.
And Joe Burrow is, I mean, if he's already like this and he's, what, 27, 28, something like that, so. 27? I mean, it's like, you know, I'm not saying you give up on him right now. I'm not saying you even start saying that to the public. But if you're the owner and GM and you're just sitting there at the desk in the office just talking to each other one-on-one, do you start having that thought, like, let's give it a couple of years, let's see, you know, we're not going to give up on him, but man, in 2 years or so, if it's not coming together, do we start looking?
Well, to be honest with you, I feel like if they don't make the playoffs, at least, even if they can do one and done, if they don't make the playoffs at all next year, I feel like you almost have to start having some sort of conversation, because something has to change.
That's what I'm saying. And his health, let's say he gets hurt again, misses 5 games next year, they miss the playoffs by 2 games or something. Yeah. And it's like, I understand what he's done when he's on the field.
Oh, amazing, for sure.
But availability is the best ability. Mm-hmm. And if you're not there, it don't really matter how good you are.
Yeah. And not even necessarily the conversation has to be just about Joe Burrow, but if you don't make the playoffs again and you got...
Do you hit like a reset on the team almost?
You got Joe Burrow, you got Jamar Chase, you got T. Higgins, you got a powerful offense, there's no doubting that. Like, if you can't make the playoffs for 3-4 years in a row, there has to be some sort of conversation about something.
Something's got to give.
Something has to change.
And would it be a quarterback, let's say again, let's think fourth dimensionally here, 2 years into the future, would it be a quarterback nearing 30 with health issues that keeps missing time? I'm not going to say it's his fault that you're missing the playoffs because he's hurt. That's kind of a shitty thing to say.
It is, for sure.
But like, hey man, if you were here, we might make those playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, it's what could you get for Joe Burrow right now, do you think?
You could definitely start.
3 first?
Probably, yeah.
I think you could.
You could get a lot for Joe Burrow right now.
I think right now, but in 2 years, let's say he's missed 9 games in the next 2 seasons. He misses 9 games, makes the playoffs once, doesn't make the playoffs once. What do you think you get for him?
Makes playoffs once, doesn't even make the playoffs.
Misses, 5 games next year, misses 4 games the following year. That's reasonable with his history.
I mean, the problem with Joe Burrow is he when he does play, he looks amazing. So you're still gonna get probably, even with the injury proneness and like stuff like that. I mean, once again, I feel like a lot of people will just put that on the offensive line and like the GM being bad at what they do. So I still feel like even with that, you're probably still gonna get for sure at least a first out of him, easy.
Oh, absolutely, you're gonna get a first. This leads into the Myles Garrett thing. I was just thinking of a trade. Do you think like a Myles Garrett and y'all's first round pick for Joey B?
Yeah.
An inter-division trade?
The only thing, like we said, I don't know if we would do in a division trade like that.
I don't know if Cincinnati would for Joe Burrow either. They don't want to have to play him twice a year.
No. And like I said, maybe if this was, like you said, like 2 years from now when, like they're definitely not, the conversation isn't even being had, I wouldn't imagine, in Cincinnati, anything involving Joe Burrow yet, for sure.
I would think they might start talking about it. You have to. I don't know. He won comeback player of the year. That was the whole point of talking about him, so I guess you can't talk about it when he just won comeback player of the year.
I was verifying this real quick. I already knew it, I just wanted to make sure. But Joe Burrow led the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns this year. Even with...
Here we are talking about getting rid of him.
That's what I'm saying. Blow had almost 5,000 passing yards. He had 43 touchdowns. 9 interceptions. That's insane. So
Joe Burrow's that dude.
He is 100%. That's what I'm saying.
I want to say he's untradeable, but I just think his injury history,
the injuries, and the fact that they haven't made the playoffs in years. It's not even like they just missed it one time or whatever. They had a bad season.
Yeah.
They haven't made the playoffs in a couple years now.
No, they haven't.
And he's injury prone, which is kind of off. But like I said, when he is on the field, those stats prove it. Dude's a god on the field.
Oh, absolutely he is. So, moving on, let's talk about our Hall of Famers. Let's talk about our classes.
We gotta start with the obvious.
Let's, do we want to start with the obvious, or do we want to start with who got in?
Yeah, I guess we can start. Who got in?
Alright, let's start with who got in, and we'll segue into... we'll segue. Eric Allen, defensive back, got in.
Makes sense.
Alright.
Allen's great.
Jared Allen. We know Jared Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, definitely Hall of Fame caliber player. I mean, obviously he's in the Hall of Fame now.
Yep, I remember watching him as a kid.
Yeah, Jared Allen definitely was. I remember he did the rodeo wrap-up thing after every sack kind of deal.
Yep, straight cowboy. Pretty sure he owns like a ranch.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking like, I don't know where, like Wyoming or something like that.
I know he started his career with Kansas City, but I feel like everybody remembers him as a Viking.
Mm-hmm.
But he had like a good 6-year run at the beginning with Kansas City.
100%.
But Antonio Gates, just.
Antonio Gates.
I mean, I feel like, you know what, you can't say he's underrated, I guess. He just got into the Hall of Fame. But, like, I feel like people give, Tony Gonzalez of that era. And Antonio Gates, man, on fantasy football, the guy would just get 3 catches, 60 yards, and 2 touchdowns, like, every freaking game.
He would.
Like.
He would, yeah. He was a guy, once again, I watched him as a kid all the time. He was definitely one of my favorite players.
Definitely Phillip Rivers' favorite red zone target.
Oh, for sure. Dynamic duo, for sure.
Kind of a controversial one, and this is going to be what segues us into.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sterling Sharp. What do you know about Sterling Sharp? He's Shannon Sharp's brother.
I was say, Shannon Sharp's brother. Shannon Sharp says he's better than he is.
Absolutely, and I will say.
But did he get hurt? Isn't that what ended his career?
He had a bad neck injury or something just basically right in his prime.
Yeah,
he was like 28 years old.
Yeah.
And he's one of like the only receivers, I think, that won like the triple crown of receiving, like led the league in touchdowns, yardage, and catches.
Him and Jamar Chase.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like he's not the only, but he was like one of the only ones.
Yeah.
I know he was first team All Pro 3 times in a row, back to back to back.
Yeah.
He was part of the Brett Favre '90s Packers. They went to a Super Bowl.
Yep.
A lot of people look at his career though, getting cut short, the longevity of it. But when you look at his caliber,
yeah, that's what I'll say.
We've talked about Hall of Fame caliber before as like, were you ever the best at your position? Mm-hmm. And there's other criteria sometimes that can take away and add into those things. Okay. It sounds like he was definitely, at least for a few years there, probably the best at his position. Maybe Jerry Rice, maybe was better because Jerry's Jerry.
But yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think he should have got into the Hall of Fame. Like I said, he had his couple of years, and once again, it's kind of, I guess it should play into somewhat the longevity thing. But like an injury like that, that's rough to like say like.
You can't hold that against
the guy. No, that's like that's not even just being like injury prone. That's like you just got like a really bad injury, like really bad luck type stuff.
And I mean, they let Terrell Davis in, and he just, he had the medical issue with migraines. That's kind of, and then he got hurt on like some freak injury kind of deal too.
Yeah, exactly. So that'd be rough too.
But a lot of people are kind of, looking at Sterling Sharp as though he's the weak link in this class. And then from there, a lot of people are shocked at the one that was left from the class and are looking at Sterling Sharp as maybe he should have been pushed back. And now here we are. Eli Manning did not get in.
Eli Manning
on his first trip. Now, I'm going to sit here and say he's definitely going to get in eventually.
He will, for sure.
He's going to get in eventually. There was a lot of talk about whether or not it would be first ballot.
Yeah. I personally don't think Eli Manning should get in first ballot.
I agree with that.
I agree with that 100%. Maybe eventually, but let them
give it to him next year. Or I don't know who's up next year, but give it to him on a weaker year.
Yeah, let the man sit for a while.
He gets in.
I hate it. Look, I just can't accept Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame, at least not first ballot.
No. The first ballot is, you got to be the elite.
You got to be that guy.
You got to be that guy.
And yeah, I know he had his couple, 2 or 3 great seasons, like the ones where he beat Peyton Manning. Not Peyton Manning, Tom Brady in Super Bowl. And like I said the other day, that one Super Bowl, that was probably my favorite Super Bowl of all time to watch.
Great
year. The year the Patriots had the perfect season coming out of the regular season, there was no one thought the Giants would have any chance of beating.
No. And I remember in that season, at the end of the game, the Giants and Patriots played the last game of the regular season. Patriots beat the shit out of them.
Exactly. No one thought they'd have a chance. And then they win, and then they won. Like I said, one of the greatest underdog stories.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Amazing. But, barring those 2 seasons, I've seen Eli Manning for years on the Giants look like absolute dog. He looked worse than Danny Jones sometimes.
I've sat there and said, when I hear my quarterback say on third down, sometimes he's going out there to throw a punt. You got to start wondering. I'm going out there and I'm going to throw a punt.
I'm saying.
I don't know if I want my quarterback thinking that on third down.
Yeah.
But, no. So what I will say is, I feel like the Hall of Fame criteria, there's a few ways of getting in. And there's a few combinations that can get you in.
For sure.
One is being the elite. You have to have been the best at some point at being your position, your impact.
Yep.
You have to have been the elite. 2 would be you have to have some monumental historic moments. Maybe you're not the elite, but you were a part of some of the greatest moments. That can't tell the story without Eli Manning. That's kind of, can you, and I just seen it, and I'm not going to pretend this is just solely my take, but if you were sitting there trying to tell the story of the NFL, I know who would really be sitting there trying to do that, but if you're sitting there trying to explain the NFL and just the history of the NFL to someone that's never watched or been with football, at some point you have to mention Eli Manning.
You do, I reckon, yeah, for sure.
You have to.
Like I said,
twice. You have to mention it twice.
Definitely historic.
And not just because he was a quarterback on the team. The David Tyree play, he had 3 guys grabbing on him when he threw that. There's some crazy, he was cool in the moment on that drive, the second Super Bowl, he made an insane throw up to Mario Manningham. He caught it off his shoulder pad and just...
Yeah, crazy catch something like that.
It's just, so...
The only other thing with those, though, is you got to give a lot of that credit to the defense, though. Because I'm pretty sure
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure those Super Bowls...
Their front 4 was out of control.
The one, I don't remember the exact scores, but I'm pretty sure it ended up being, it was 17-14. The one.
With the highest scoring offense ever. With the Patriots.
So, and I think even the other one, I think it was 21-17 or something like that. They weren't very high scoring games. So you got to give that a lot to the defense.
No, absolutely you do. And I think Eli Manning definitely gets into the Hall of Fame. I'm very happy it's not first ballot though. It just seems appropriate.
It does.
Give him a few years. He'll get in.
Because I feel like I said, first ballot, you almost got to be the GOAT at that point to get in first ballot.
Yeah, you got to have been really, really somebody.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning got in first ballot.
Makes sense. Peyton Manning.
The sheriff.
Sure. That's what I'm saying. Makes sense.
Omaha.
Broke records and stuff like that.
Won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah. Tom Brady, he'll get in first ballot. Makes sense.
Absolutely.
But someone like Eli, he's not first ballot Hall of Famer.
No.
Second, third, maybe get him next year. I don't know who's in, like you said.
And a lot of people are roasting the Sterling Sharp pick. He's been eligible for 15 years.
Yeah, it's not like
he didn't just get in his first go. And nobody said he should, but he's waited his time.
Yeah, for sure. There's a difference between like I said, getting in first ballot and just getting in general.
Yes, Eli Manning should get in, not first
ballot.
No, and I think that's appropriate that he didn't get in.
Yes, exactly.
Just let's see here. They also enshrined 3 father-son tandems. Tim Mara, Wellington Mara. They own the Giants, the Maras.
Mm-hmm.
Art Rooney and Dan Rooney, they're the Steelers.
Yep.
And then Ed Sable and Steve Sable, they did NFL films.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool to see.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's always nice.
Actually, looking at the Mara name, there's an actress, Kate Mara.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of her?
I have, yeah.
She's been in some stuff. I'm sure you've seen her. I feel like that chick is prime. She's NFL royal. She's obviously the granddaughter of the Giants owner.
Yep.
And then she's also the granddaughter of the Steelers owner as well. Their families are connected. She's like her mom and dad are connected and married. Like she's like a direct line for like both those franchises.
like historic franchises.
Like she like in theory, if like all the stars align somehow, maybe I don't know if they'd let her, but like she could have rights to possibly one day own both of them.
Yeah.
Like
insane.
Weird thing to just kind of admit there.
Yeah, like what?
But all right, getting into it, I think that was a solid little season recap. You got any underrated moments or anything? Any underrated players? Any shout-outs to anybody you think didn't get no love this season or didn't get enough? Or, Saquon? Do we think Saquon's season? We didn't really talk about him yet, but I was kind of saving that for the Super Bowl, which we're about to get into.
Yeah, which will.
So I guess Saquon's a good way to start into the Super Bowl here.
Yeah.
What do we think of Saquon's season? Amazing.
Amazing, for sure. Didn't he win Offensive Player of the Year?
He did.
For sure. Which is respectable.
I was saving it because I wanted to get into the Super Bowl. So
which he deserves it for sure. I mean, he had almost broke the rushing record.
He very well could. I think he's 70 yards away. So I want to say they'll say it 100 times during the game. I'm sure. So we'll be very aware of it. But I want to say right now that he's something like 70 yards away.
Yeah. No, he had a crazy season for sure. His best season without a doubt. So he deserves the Offensive Player of the Year without a doubt. He balled out. So I know a lot of people are upset he didn't win MVP, which I'm like, no, he doesn't deserve MVP vote. He's not the most. I mean,
I don't think he is.
No, not the most important.
He's not more important to Philly. They were just in the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
They've had a great team.
He might be the final piece to tie it together.
But he is not more important than Josh Allen in Buffalo.
It's not like old boy was on like say the Titans and he took the Titans to the playoffs. So like
single-handedly.
Yeah, like they were like a 4-win team last year. Now they got Saquon, and they at least made the playoffs.
Does this go back into my Derrick Henry Kool-Aid, where it's like, sitting there just thinking like, is Derrick Henry the GOAT? Like, let's go. You talked about the Titans. He single-handedly, I felt like, ran them into the playoffs a few years.
Oh,
didn't get no MVPs for it. Had a 2,000-yard season.
For sure.
Maybe he should have got an MVP.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if he got an Offensive Player of the Year or not, but he should have if he didn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head.
He was a dog, though.
But where do you rank Saquon's season here? Like, historically, do you say this is probably the greatest season ever for a running back? No? The look on your face. People aren't going to be able to see the look. But the look on his face said it all.
No, obviously not. He didn't. He came close, but even close isn't there. And he had 2 or 3 extra games. He didn't break
the extra games matter.
And he didn't break the single season rushing.
No, he didn't. He didn't break Dickerson's record.
No. So he can't have the best season of a running back ever.
No,
he's up there for sure. That was a great season.
It's a top 5 season.
For
Maybe
sure.
even like top 3. I don't know. I'd have to like.
And let's be honest, if he wasn't on the Eagles, who stole so many touchdowns from him with that tush push nonsense, he could have had it maybe.
But maybe not, because, as well, I sit there and I look at that, and I understand where a lot of people come from with the Jalen Hurts kind of gets a lot of those carries and touchdowns, especially down near the goal line, fourth down carries. It's also, like, that frees Saquon up. Like, when it's second down and you're running a draw option, and it makes the defense have to freeze because who's really got the ball. If Jalen Hurts isn't there, if it's Joe Burrow, Saquon's got that ball.
For sure.
Like, Jalen Hurts being there, like, the defense has to take an extra half a second to see who really has the ball, and that frees Saquon up.
They do. The problem is they never are on the goal line. If they go to tush push,
they're so good at it, though.
They are. They're going to get the touchdown, which I understand why they do it. The problem is, as a dude who owned Saquon in fantasy, I watched so many touchdowns.
How'd you do this year in fantasy?
I came in third.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's I think.
You didn't win, but I mean, third, you ain't last.
Nah, I came in third place.
But no, to the point, Saquon, it's a nice season.
For sure.
Great season. Historic.
Historic. Top tier, probably. I mean, like I said, you can't give it to him the number 1 season for running back, like I said, because he didn't break any records, really. So it's got to stay with, obviously, Dixon is the number 1, for sure, because
I would probably, yeah. I'm of a different school of thought. I say LaDainian Tomlinson's 2006 season,
where he had
the 31 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's up there.
So he had 1,800 yards rushing, but he had 31 touchdowns. I say that
touchdowns do speak for
I feel like LaDainian. I think that's the greatest season for a running back.
Yeah, that's fair. So I would, you know what I'm gonna say? I'll say Saquon probably number 3.
Okay.
So probably definitely Dickerson and Tomlinson.
Yeah, I like Tomlinson personally, but you can't argue Dickerson. He had 2,200 yards in like 1983.
I think.
Like when the league was like, "We'll kill you."
Yeah, and he had like 13 games, 14 games.
Well, I think he had the 16, but I'm not sure. I think it was 16. I'm not sure. But yeah, no, and it's hard pressed for me to really want to put Saquon's season ahead of Barry. Barry had a 2,000-yard season when he was the offense.
That is also true too. Yeah.
He was. I mean, there was no Jay. There was no. It was the Barry Sanders show.
Yeah, that's valid.
And it's just hard for me to want to say this is the greatest season ever for a running back.
Like I said, definitely isn't.
Especially as a side tidbit, speaking of Hall of Famers and stuff, Philly's offensive line. When we look back in 15 years, they very well may have 4 Hall of Famers if you count Jason Kelce, who just retired.
For sure, Jason Kelce. What's his name? Lane Dickerson.
Magoto or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't even say his fucking name. No, but when we look back, like right now, it's hard to tell in the moment, and obviously things can change. But I mean, in 15 years, we may very well look back and be like, "Damn, those Eagles offensive lines of the 2020s."
Oh, for sure.
We'll be like, that was one of the greatest O lines ever.
But there's a reason why the tush push actually works.
It
ain't just Jalen.
No, it ain't.
My man squats like 500 pounds, something crazy like that, so that does help. But
he's able to get low. That's where it hurt Josh Allen with his. He's too fucking big.
Mm-hmm. For sure, you gotta get low than the defenders. That's how you make it work.
Yeah.
But no, definitely the offensive line's OP.
So now that we've done the Saquon, and here we are, Super Bowl. All right, we're into it. Took 45 minutes. That's good.
So who do you got in the Super Bowl? I know who you want to win, obviously, and you know who I want to win. None of us, and I'll be honest.
I'm going to say the Chiefs win. I'm going to say I believe the Chiefs are going to win. I believe it's. This goes into, I don't want to get into the whole NFL is rigged thing. I don't think it's rigged.
No.
But I think it's influenced.
Sure.
Superstars get superstar calls.
No.
You know, the champs, they're back to. You can't beat a champ. You know, a boxing analogy. You don't beat the champ by decision. You have to knock them out.
So you can
like you can't leave it to decision because the champ's gonna get it every time because they're the champ.
You can never, like I said, if you're leaving it up to the refs and the refs can make a bad call and lose you the game, you already lost.
If you shouldn't have to exactly. You know, so I think the Chiefs are gonna win. Do I think Philly has a shot? Let me tell you, if Philly, you know, if they start off hot. And Patrick Mahomes historically has always not been the greatest in the first half of Super Bowls.
No.
Now, obviously, it's the Super Bowl. Teams in the first half a lot of times are feeling each other out. There's nerves, there's adrenaline, there's a lot of excitement. The second half of Super Bowls is a lot of times when we start seeing a lot of the fireworks finally happen. Mm-hmm. Historically, the second half is where a lot of points always happen.
Yep.
And so it's like, but if Philly, you know, can take control of that first half, if Philly, you know, can get up 14 points, 10 points, and just kind of fucking smash mouth. And Philly's the stronger team. I feel like Philly can bully them. I mean, who they in the playoffs? They ran it like 13 times straight against somebody, and they just couldn't stop them. I can't remember who they played, but it was Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders.
They ran it like 13 times in a row or something.
They did. Yeah, it's crazy.
It was like an insane
whole drive.
They just could not stand. It's like Philly can like really just bully you.
Oh, for sure.
So it's like
if Philly can get up
10 points,
if they get like 2 scores,
yeah,
and they can just give the ball to Saquon and let him just control the field, wear down the defense. They got, like we just said, they got the great offensive line, possibly a bunch of Hall of Famers on it. If they can just control the field, burn the clock, not give Patty Mahomes much time on the field, and they can just you
don't give Mahomes time to work the magic.
Yep, that's
There's going to come a point though. There's going to come a point Mahomes is going to make a play, and I mean you're going to have to be able to just. You have to take it. You're not going to. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
Exactly.
Like somebody like Mahomes, he's gonna make a play. It's the Super Bowl. It's the last game of the season. You can't tell me that dude ain't gonna find a way. He's gonna find a way.
Another thing Philly needs to do, and we talked about it the other day, they need to hit Patrick Mahomes.
I'm telling you, I would sit there and first drive, first quarter, first offensive drive for KC. I'd be telling one of my D linemen, take the flag.
That's obvious.
Let's get it out of the way now while it's still early and it's not hurting us too much. Drive him into the ground, hurt him right now. I'm not saying kill him. That we ain't trying to injure, but you give him some old 20-year ago, like we saw Brady get drilled. Drive him into the ground and hurt him. We'll take the flag and then push him off his helmet while you're getting up.
Yeah, take the flag. Like I said, obviously, don't take.
I'm not saying blow out his knee. I'm not saying to injure them. I'm just saying let's see one real. I mean, I don't know. Let's see Mahomes get blasted one real time.
Yeah.
I'd be telling the defense first drive, I want to see him get blasted. And if we get flagged, it is what it is.
For sure. If I'm the defense coordinator, that's exactly what I'm telling him in the locker room.
Set the tone.
Like right now, as everyone's getting ready or whatever, I'm telling them, yo,
hit him.
You guys need to go in the first drive or whatever when it's not like a super big deal. Ideally on first down. That way it's not like, we could have got off the field on third down.
I'm saying the first drive, first quarter, first second down when it doesn't hurt you so much.
Hit him hard.
Set the tone.
And then you want to know what? Hey, even if you
don't think about it.
Exactly. Get in his head. And then even if you're not hitting him, even if you're just back there, make sure he feels your presence.
That's it.
Give him a little tap.
You got to
bump into him. Make sure he knows that you are there.
Yeah. It's one of those things. Like, that's how you beat great quarterbacks. The Giants we just talked about with the Patriots. Like, they had a sick defensive line.
Yep.
Strahan, Justin Tuck. They had Osi Umenyiora. I mean, they had some guys, and they would just they hit Brady.
Yeah.
I think they learned, because like I said, the end of the season of that 2007 season with the Giants, they were the last that they played the Patriots last game of the season. I remember watching it. It was the Giants were who Randy Moss caught his 23rd touchdown against, who Tom Brady threw his 50th touchdown against at the last game of the season. I watched all that shit happen. And I think they learned in that one, sitting back in coverage, you're not going to cover Randy Moss.
No.
You're not going to stop Tom Brady. Eventually, he's gonna find an opening.
Yeah.
I think they learned in that one, you got to hit that dude. That's it.
Sure.
Yeah, you got to live and die off of just pressure.
For sure. Same thing with Patty Mahomes. Dude's wild. He's going to find a crazy throw he's going to make. He can throw from any angle.
And he knows he's going to get the calls. And he takes advantage of it. And I'm not saying he shouldn't. Look at the Buffalo game. Like I said, I know the late game touchdown he ran, that was a beautiful run, quarterback, throwing the shoulder. I ain't going to take nothing away from him on that run.
No.
But that earlier run where he went in for the touchdown, you could see DeMar Hamlin didn't even want to hit him.
Yeah.
He didn't even want to hit him. Take the flag in that
That's
moment. He's already going to score the touchdown anyway. Fucking hit him.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. I'm lighting up every chance I get.
Make them think.
Yeah. Even if, like I said, maybe don't do nothing like crazy, like egregious, smacking him when he's out of bounds or anything like that, like dirty. But I'm hitting him for sure. If he's in the field of play, even if they do call flag on it, even if it isn't justifiable flag, that was a little bit late, well, I'm hitting him.
Do it. You got to.
The only way you're beating him is you got to show him that you're willing to hit him. Try making a scramble, bro. I'll light you up.
I know it's the Super Bowl. It's the biggest game of the year. I know we're a sports primarily podcast.
Yep.
Is it sad in some weird way? I'm more excited to see what this halftime show might be like, or some of just the extracurriculars going on around it.
Yeah.
The game, I feel like I genuinely feel like Kansas City's gonna win.
I do, 100%.
And
like I said, the reason why I think Kansas City is gonna win is, to be honest with you, I don't think, unless like we said, they can get ahead, the Eagles, and pound the ball a lot. But I don't think Jalen Hurts can keep up with Patty Mahomes if it comes to that.
So let's look at it from Kansas City's perspective for a minute here. Their defense is step one, stop Saquon.
For sure.
Make Jalen Hurts have to beat his throwing.
Mm-hmm.
Contain him, don't let him run, stop Saquon, and make Jalen Hurts have to throw to win this game.
Make Jalen beat us.
Which, I mean, is good.
He can. He's a good quarterback. I mean,
it's a good game plan, though, to make Jalen have to beat you.
Yeah, that's the best game plan. That's what you got.
Yeah.
If you can stop Saquon from absolutely destroying you,
Say you hold him to under 100 yards. He still gets his. He gets 90 and a touchdown or something, but you hold him under 100.
And like I think you even mentioned it the other day when we were talking about it. Even if you just stop Saquon from having the massive gains, even if he has 15-yard gains, stuff like that, if you can stop him from having the breakout, he runs a 50-yard touchdown type
Yes,
stuff.
once he gets the big runs going, you got to hold him to like 12 yards and under.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's going to get that 7-yard, he's going to get that 10-yard first down run.
For sure.
You're not going to, again, it's like Mahomes. You're not going to stop Mahomes you're not going to stop him from
getting those, for sure.
But you can't let him get to the second level.
No.
Once he gets past that 10, 12, he's getting 15, he's getting 20.
Yeah, that's when he's awesome.
Oh, man. Now you're really getting 25-yard. Oh, he just broke one for 30 on you.
For sure. You can't let him get hyped.
Yeah, then you're going to be in a real... Because, I mean, Kansas City's defense, I feel like, is deceptively good.
It's pretty soft, yeah, for sure.
But I'm not going to sit here and say I think, they're like an elite level defense.
No,
so Saquon could get going.
Oh, 100%. He could. For sure.
Just kind of early. What do you got, like, score prediction? What are you thinking?
To be honest with you, I don't think it's going to be an insanely high-scoring Super Bowl. And I feel like it'll probably still be pretty close. I don't think either team is going to blow the one out. I'm going to say it's going to be like, let's say like 28-24.
Kansas City.
Kansas City's going to win for sure.
Not a bad little. Not a bad one. I'm going to go with the shock factor.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the shock factor here. It's going to be 45-24 Kansas City.
I think it's going to blow it out.
I think it'll be close in the first half. Philly will play hard. And I think come the second half, Mahomes is going to light it up.
Yeah, could be. For sure.
I
think if it's going to go like that, what's going to happen is Philly's going to go into halftime.
Hype. They're going to feel like they already won.
Yeah, they're gonna go into halftime like, what'd you say, 28, did you say?
I was 45-24. So let's say they go in halftime, it'll be like 17-14 Philly.
Yeah, that's how
and Philly's going to feel like they've already got it.
I say Philly's going to be up by like 3 points to a touchdown.
Feel like they're in control.
Yeah.
They kind of bullied them the whole first half.
Yeah, like Saquon was doing his thing basically.
They already feel like they're rolling.
And then the game plan is going to shift during half. And they're going to come out, they're going to start shutting down Saquon.
There's going to be a questionable throw. Watch. There's going to be a questionable coaching decision on Philly because Saquon's going to be eaten.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be just like Derrick Henry in Baltimore, where it was like Derrick Henry was running and they kept trying to throw with Lamar.
Yep.
And Philly, watch, there's going to be some questionable coaching where it's going to be like, they're going to be like, even when Saquon is playing and getting his yards, they're like, first down, they're going to throw.
Yeah.
Just because, like, they're going to outthink themselves. They're going to do the whole, they think we're going to run on first down because Saquon's eating, so we're going to throw. And it's going to fuck them.
They even had a call like that in, I think it was the Commanders game. I forget which quarter it was. I think it was like before half or something like that. Where it was like, I'm pretty sure it was. It was like 3rd and like 2 or something like that. And Saquon was doing this thing, eating. And they decided to throw the ball and they didn't get it.
Sometimes you outthink yourself, man. Like, yeah, everybody knows you're going to do it because it fucking works, dude.
Yeah.
Like just do it.
Of course you're going to do it. Just keep doing it.
Just keep doing it. If they stop you, like, nobody's going to be mad.
Yeah,
like, you did what worked.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like, yeah. And obviously that's a pretty high score. That's Kansas City running away. They would score 4 or 5 touchdowns in the second half if it went like that. But, let's say Mahomes throws 3 second-half touchdowns, and let's say the defense does get a pick 6 because Philly is trying to throw at Jalen.
Yep.
All of a sudden, that's 4 touchdowns. All of a sudden, games can get out of control quick.
Here's what I think is going to happen. And if this happens, call me Mystic Man.
Okay.
Alright, so Chiefs get the ball on kickoff first off. So Philly will get it after half. Right after half, Zach Snare, we talked about. Philly's up like 3 points, it's like 17-14, something like that. They come out, like what, the same situation we talked about. An obvious spot they should run, it's like 3rd and 2 or something like that. Too far for the push, but you're like, okay, just hit enough Saquon.
Just give it to Saquon. Let him get those 3 yards.
They drop back in shotgun. Jalen goes for a pass. He gets a strip sack from behind. Defense scoops it for a touchdown.
Scoop and score?
Yep, scoop and score. All of the hype goes to the Chiefs. From there on out, like I said, Chiefs run away with it. They get up off of the fumble, touchdown score, and then how football goes, momentum shifts just like that.
Momentum matters.
It does, 100%. That's why a lot of times, in a lot of the games I've watched with Cleveland, I hate halftime. Because we'll look so good before half, we'll be up, we'll be like, okay, we got the hype train, and then coming out of halftime, momentum's gone. We've been off the field too long.
Halftime needs to be like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let everyone go take a pee real quick, get back out there.
Get on the field. Halftime's too long, man.
Yeah, no, like,
Cleveland can't handle halftime.
We can't.
But no, like I said, I have a feeling it'll be close early. But by the end of it, I think Kansas City will run away. They'll start running away with it by the end of it, I think. I mean, maybe not. Like I said, there is ways Philly could win it. If they can control it, they start off hot. Maybe Jalen Hurts makes a couple big throws early. Maybe, there's two where, he has a big pass early that goes for a nice 40-yard touchdown or something.
Yeah.
Like if they can get hot early and get going, get up a couple of scores. I'm not, maybe not 2 touchdowns, but 10 points.
Yeah. And
just kind of start.
Gotta control the game.
Hit Mahomes. Yeah. Hit him.
And I feel like those are the 2 key factors for the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. You gotta feed Saquon. Well, I guess technically 3. You gotta feed Saquon. You gotta get up by 2 scores so you can let Saquon be fed. And
if you're playing from behind, that's the worst spot to be because you can't run it.
No.
You don't feel like you can at least.
No, and like I said, I don't think Jalen can. Not that Jalen's not a good quarterback, but I just don't think he can outplay Patrick Mahomes.
No. So your 3 keys:
feed Saquon, get up by 2 scores so you can feed Saquon and take control of the game. Keep Patty Mahomes with Saquon off the field.
Yes.
And then hit Patty.
Hit him.
You gotta hit him.
And if there's one little like bullet point I could add to the hit Patty Mahomes thing, contain him. Even when you can't get to him, don't let him break out of the pocket.
No,
Mahomes out of the pocket
dangerous.
is just contain him.
Contain him.
Because when he gets out of the pocket is you don't know if he's going to run. Defenders are scared to hit him. Mm-hmm. He knows where the line of scrimmage is, and he'll play that little pump fake game on you. Yep. He'll be 3 yards past the line of scrimmage and act like he's going to throw it.
I know.
He knows he ain't, but you don't. It's just one of those. It's you have to contain him, and especially like Kansas City. Maybe not so much this season. I know there's been a lot of criticism that they're not that great. I mean, they lost one game that really mattered. So they're pretty fucking great.
Yeah.
But it's the Chiefs in the past, they are so good at backyard football. It felt like.
Yeah.
And like I said, maybe this season not so much, but it's not like it still ain't there.
No.
When they get off script, when Mahomes gets out of the pocket and Kelsey can slide and just kind of make they are so good at just making something happen.
Oh, sure. If Patty Mahomes gets out of the pocket and scrambling, and he's got a defender coming for him, it's almost guaranteed he's going to find someone.
He's going to find somebody.
Yeah.
It feels like it at least.
It does, yeah.
He always seems... I can't even... Man, I know, we all know Mahomes is great. I can't even think of a time where I've ever... I know he's thrown interceptions and made a bad pass a time or two, but I can't think of a time where there was just an egregious error by Patrick Mahomes.
No.
I said, I understand he's thrown a couple picks and shit.
Yeah,
I know he's perfect, but
no, he doesn't generally.
He's never lost him a game, I don't feel like. Has Mahomes ever been the reason they lost a game?
Not very often. I mean,
not that I can think of.
I mean, I'm sure there's been a game here or there where maybe
he could have done a little more.
He threw a pick or something like that, or he took a sack when he shouldn't have. Because obviously the Chiefs have lost games. I'm sure there's been a time or two, but nothing that stands out. Nothing like, oh shit, that was his fault.
Yeah,
that I can think of.
Exactly. It's just kind of one of those weird things. But yeah, so I guess we're both pretty decisive. It sounds like with Kansas City winning.
Yeah.
We both want Philly to win. And I guess that's a pretty solid little season recap there.
Yeah.
I guess we'll wrap it up with this is the end of the season today.
It is. No.
Early season picks next year. Who you got next year in the Super Bowl? Let's see for a year from today if we're right.
Yeah,
let's just see where we go. Let's do it. Tradition starts here.
The one you got the way too early picks.
The way too early pick. It's still technically this season.
Yeah. Alright, so next year's Super Bowl.
I know. Alright, that's like a way too early pick.
Yeah.
We haven't even seen the draft.
You're picking the draft. I mean, you got your standard people. Do we think the Chiefs can 4-peat?
No.
I don't think so.
I think the NFL wants them to 3-peat. I think they will 3-peat. I think it's good for business. I think the NFL knows the Chiefs got to lose one. The NFL's like, all right, they got to win.
Well, there again, no one's going to watch it.
Yeah.
Let's think. Who could beat it? I'm going to say, say the Ravens.
Okay.
I can see that. You know, I don't know who they're picking in the draft, but let's go.
Does Lamar finally
pull it out?
Okay.
I would say the Bills, but bro, I really like Josh Allen, but I just don't think I don't think it's in them to do it.
I'm telling you, I think we're getting ready to see a Dan Marino-esque career with Josh Allen, and that hurts me to say as a Dolphins fan. He's going to be great. He's going to be incredible. I don't know if he's ever going to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't either. So let's say the Ravens, and I'm still going to have to give 10 because I think it's still going to be great next year. Let's say Ravens, Lions.
That was our pick this year.
I know. Keep the same.
All right, consistency. Let's see. I think, you know what, man? It's going to be Lions Chiefs.
Think back to Chiefs.
Lions win.
Good beat.
Lions Chiefs. Lions win.
Respectable.
I like it. I like it. That's my way too early pick. The
The
Chiefs go back again. The fear of the 4-peat. The fear of that. Ugh.
Oh my god. Imagine that. That'd be terrible.
Be absolutely horrific.
If we just never see anyone else in the Super Bowl from the AFC
Ever again.
Until Patrick Mahomes retires. It'd be like a 10-year streak.
I mean,
That would be terrible.
Between him and Andy Reid, you know, they got some time. They definitely still got some time.
Oh yeah.
But no. Well, that was a great season recap, man.
Yeah.
That was good Super Bowl picks. I feel like we pretty much covered it. Again, you know, thank you guys for stopping by. We appreciate the time. This filled out pretty good, actually. Right on time with it. Not bad at all. I hope you guys enjoyed the new format. I hope the audio is a little bit better than it was in the past. Obviously, the video being gone, you know, the aesthetic will look a little better now, I think, with just a cleaner kind of visual.
Yeah, more clean. Sure.
And we'll go from there. So please like, comment, subscribe. We are the Sideline Society. I'm Rich.
I'm Quill.
And we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for stopping by.